Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So 15, 16 we'll see today. Niradhara Swarupoham Sarvadharohame Vacha Aptakama Swarupoham Ahamevaham Avyayah Tapatraya Vinirmuktah Dehatraya Vilakshanaha Avasthatraya Sakshyasmi Ahamevaham Avyayah. So we are near around the 15th verse. 21 verses on this work has about 21 verses. Hari Om Miraji, Namaskaram. We have about 21 verses in this. We are around the 15th verse. And if you notice, there is a repetition of the idea. Repeatedly it is being said. And why is the same thing being repeatedly said? Because நமக்கு ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா புரியாது. என்னது கல்பூரம் மாதிரி அப்படின்னு this is a reference that is usually used to say that it's like somebody, what is the level of your receptivity that determines your level of understanding something. The level of understanding is directly proportional to your ability to receive. Now some things you need to receive intellectually, some things you have to receive it intuitionally, through intuition, through intuitive understanding. So if you're studying physics, mathematics, you need the intelligence to be sharp because there is logic involved, and you need to keep your intellect very sharp and by means of doing various mental exercises so that we are able to study and understand it well. But Atma Vidya, or the science of inner understanding, it does not come through the intellectual pursuit. In fact, you go through logic. Even Vedanta does that. Go through logic, and at some point you drop logic. Nyaya, Tarka can only take you that far. After that, it has to be in intuitive understanding. Intuitive understanding comes when you practice Vedanta, when you practice the understanding, when you practice what you've learned with a sense of surrender, with a sense of, I really want to know what it means for me. Not that I'm going to use this information with somebody else. Not that I'm going to learn all of this and then I'm going to go and sit into a sabha and then show that I know all of this. That will not take us very far. It's very easy to poke holes into that, if that is your pursuit. But if your pursuit is truly, really wanting to understand, then the understanding has to be an intuitive understanding. So repetition is required so that we start absorbing rather than listening. Just listening, just reading, memorizing is one level of access to what is being said. But unfortunately, what is being said cannot be understood by reading and listening. It can only be understood by anubhava, through experience. So how much ever you write to somebody, I am very happy today. You can write a letter saying, I'm very happy, I'm very happy, I'm very happy. You can write a full page of very happy. The other person will never know what that happiness you are experiencing is. Right? Some people use this font. They use a large font, uppercase, bold, if you want to say something very strongly. In fact, recently I saw somebody, they were exchanging emails and there was a document that was being updated. And then the person realized that whatever updates they're making, the other person, there's a collaboration tool, some may know, it's called SharePoint. So whatever this person was making changes, the other person was probably getting overridden or something was happening. So this person got really upset and he said, I don't want anybody else to make changes. So he wrote an email, bold, capital, uppercase, and font was like 30, 40 or something like that. Please do not make any changes. So you can communicate through words only to some extent, right? You can show your anger, you can show your emotions, you can show your expression, all of that. You can use words to show that words are a medium. Language is a medium. If I don't understand what the language means, even if they are saying something lovingly, I won't be able to understand if I'm going to only use words as a medium. But I try to understand the emotion. Somebody is coming and showing me care and love and all that. Even if the language is not known, you can receive that emotion, which is beyond language, beyond words. So, in the same way, words are here used as a medium to transmit something else, which only can arise here. It is not in the book, it is not in the PDF, it is not in Adi Shankara only, it is not only in all those great masters. It is here, it is in me. When I'm saying me, each one of us, in each one of us, it is there. The words have to become a medium to trigger that anubhava or that experience inside me. So, which is why repetition of these words, not mechanically, but with a certain level of attention. If you do it mechanically, it may have its effect at some place, but it will not have its full, the fruition of what is being transmitted will not be received completely if the attention is not there. So what do we need when we listen to this, when we are listening to these the shloka, Brahmajnanavali as an example we have taken now. We listen to this shloka, we pay attention to every word, what is being said, and the bhava and the anubhava of it. And through satsang, what we listen to it, we go into a silent space within us. Not trying to get somewhere, not trying to want to be someplace, not trying to achieve something. Apta kama swarupoham. In today's verse, it is saying Apta kama swarupoham means I am already satisfied, I am already complete, I am purnaha. With this attitude, if we listen to this, not an attitude of I want to become this, I want to do this, I want to get this, I want to get that. If I set 10 minutes listening to Brahmajnanavali, then suddenly everything will become okay in my life. And then if it doesn't, next day morning, I don't want to listen to Brahmajnanavali because nothing went okay. That is not the measure. Flowers don't bloom in one over a few minutes or a few seconds or a few hours that we want. It blossoms in its own time. Flowers come up or the plant comes up, then the bud comes out, and the flower blossoms in its own time. So this one is in the same way. We listen to this every week. We are doing this. We are listening to this even during the week. If you want to keep listening to this a few times during the week, listen to it so that there is continuous repetition and some understanding will rise within us in our own way, in its own way, because there is intelligence. Understand, there is an intelligence that is there which is beyond your intellect. There is an intelligence that is operating which is beyond me, my intellect, my thinking, my processing, my looking, my understanding. It is beyond all that. There is an intelligence that is operating. If we let that intelligence come into me and take charge, some of these things will happen in a very beautiful way. That aha moments will arise. Oh, this is what it means. Ah, Priya, oh, you know that without somebody having to tell you, it will arise in you because you've become receptive. So today he is saying, Niradhara Swarupoham Sarvadharohame Vacha Apta Kama Swarupoham Ahameva Hamavyaya Niradhara Swarupoham Sarvadharohame Vacha Niradhara Swarupa Aham. I am without any adhara. Niradhara, which means I don't need any adhara. I don't need any other substratum or any other, there is nothing else I depend upon. Niradhara Swarupoham. But I am the substratum of everything. Sarva Adhara Swarupoham. Sarva Adharoham evacha. I am the Adhara of everything. I don't need an Adhara. My father, when we were young, uh, before going to bed, he would pray. Generally, he will say this Abadama Bhartaram, the Rama Shlokam, Manuma Shlokam, and all that he will chant. And then he will pray, Bhagavan, please take care of me. Appa, why are you asking for me? Then he says, no, I'm asking Bhagavan, please take care of me so that I can take care of my family. So I become the Adhara for my family, and oh Bhagavan, you are my Adhara. Right? I depend on you so that so that my family can depend on me. So here, of course, Bhagavan Adi Shankara is taking it to the next level where he is, the reference is to Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna Brahman is there is no Adhara outside of you, you yourself, because when you are saying Aham Brahmasmi, you yourself are that conscious principle, you yourself are that consciousness, Purnatva, the Purna Tattva. You don't need any Adhara, but you can become an Adhara for everything. When can you become an Adhara? When you have that conviction, yes. My father had the conviction that yes, Bhagavan is taking care of me, and I can take the responsibility of being the Adhara for my family. So that conviction we must have to say that yes, I am not dependent. The only thing I may be dependent on is Bhagavan. That universal cosmic consciousness, that principle, I am dependent on that. So because here the I that is spoken is not this I of the body-mind complex. Of course, the body depends on earth, depends on nature, depends on everything around you. There are constructions happening here. When you walk through a construction and you see a big crane, sometimes you wonder what if that falls on your head. Chutney da. So that your body is so vulnerable. In a moment, it can be destroyed. So it is dependent on other factors. Likewise, the mind is also dependent on so many other factors. Right now, I have no control over the mind, the way it works. I cannot see. There's an example that is usually carried out, right? You say that, okay, now do not think about a monkey. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Monkey. And that is because you have no control over the mind. It doesn't understand do or don't do. It is very visual in nature, the mind. Doesn't understand, don't do this, it doesn't understand. And the this matana it will hold on to. Because the way the mind creates form is by the aspect that you're focusing on. If you're saying don't think about monkey, the monkey is the focus there. So the monkey will appear in your mind. So there are dependencies. Your body is dependent, your mind is dependent on various factors. What somebody says, what somebody does, what's happening around you. So your body and mind, obviously, there are dependencies. That is why we also do the Panchamahayajna, that we show that I am dependent on all of this. I am dependent on the bhutas, I am dependent on the devas, I am dependent on all of these, the Pashu, Pakshi. So I do dana. All of that we do because we know we are dependent on the world, the external manifestation for our body and our mind. But right now, if you close your eyes and you sit down and you just look at yourself and you're observing yourself, There is something that is happening inside me. There is something within me. This has been there with me throughout my childhood, my young age, when I was in college. Then I got married, and I had children, and children are growing older. I'm growing old. I had a job. I didn't have a job. I traveled. I didn't travel. I went here. I went there. My parents were alive. There are relatives who were living. They died. There are older people. All of these events happened. But there is something here that is continuously that kept saying that I am here, I am here, I am here. All of these events happened that I am here is continuously there. Now, did this I am here require anything? Did it depend on anything? The greatest calamity would have happened, and the greatest goodness would have happened. This continued. What got disturbed was the mind and body. The person would have gone into coma for 10 years. He's coming out of coma. But there's continuity that is there. There is a sense of continuity that is always there. So, did it depend on anything else? It goes to show that it doesn't depend on anything else. Anything may happen in the outside world. This continues to be there. You can't get rid of yourself. This is the greatest. This is the greatest blessing in for somebody who is in the path of spiritual sadhana. This is the greatest curse for somebody who doesn't know how to manage himself. That is why people go commit suicide, because they realize I can't get rid of myself. I'm suffering. I'm suffering the presence of myself. I go commit suicide because there's so much pain, so much suffering. I can't get rid of myself. But it's very beautiful because it is Sanatana. The problem is I don't identify with that part of myself or that essence within myself which is continuously there. I identify myself with that which is changing continuously. Right? Few years ago, I had such beautiful hair. இன்னைக்கு பாருங்க முடி எல்லாம் கொட்டி போயிடுது. The same friend, whatever this thing is trying to grow here, it used to grow well few years ago. இப்போ பாருங்க. கவிதா is looking at me, என்னது இது அப்படிங்கிறா. என்னமோ மூஞ்சில ஒட்டின்னு இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கு அப்படி. This is how it is continuously changing. But the problem is we identify ourselves with this. This will keep changing. What you need to decide is what you want to identify yourself with. Niradhara Swarupoham. I am that entity, principle that is continuously there. It was there yesterday, last week, 2 years ago, 15 years ago. It will be there next year. It will be there. If the 2025 is ending, 2026 will start. It will continue to be there. We said we will never experience our own death. We will never experience our own death. Think about it. We only think about others who have died and we think, Ayyo, death. The person who has died, we don't know what that person feels. We don't know what that person feels at all. And we'll keep arguing, oh, he went to Vaikuntha, no, he went to Shiva, he went to Devi, he went to this place, that place. No, நம்ம இங்க argue பண்ணிட்டு இருப்போம். And that person will be, ஐயோ நிறுத்துங்க. Because there's no way of you knowing where the person who has died is going or being, in what form, shape. Right? The sukshma Swarupa of that person, when it drops the sthula, we don't know where it goes, how it goes. We follow we follow what Shruti is saying. Veda Mata is saying, we follow, okay, if you do like this, you go here, you do like this, you go here. But experientially, you never know. So, which means you don't exist, you don't experience your own absence. You will never experience, sorry, you will never experience your own absence. So, Niradhara Swarupoham. It is not a depressing thing. I have nothing to depend upon is a very, very empowering thing. It is liberating. This is why this is called liberation. Moksha. Moksha from what? From this constant being baddha, bound with chains, with fetters. I'm bound is the feeling that the mind is continuously telling you, no, no, I need this, I need this, I need this. Only then I can be like this. Only if this is there, I can be like this. These are all stories, psychological stories your mind creates continuously. If you're liberated, if you really believe what Adi Shankara is saying, if you really absorb this thing, Niradhara Swarupoham, it is very, very liberating. I have no Adhara, which means I don't depend on anything. Then we should not relate it to Abdiya Chumma. If I sit like this, will I get money? Will I get house? Will I get this? Will I get that? We shouldn't make such comparisons. It is not about that. That you have to do because your body requires it. Unfortunately, from childhood, we have not trained our body to be able to be hungry even for a meal or a day. We have not trained our body. So now suddenly at the age of 50, 60 or whatever age we are at, we want to sit down and say, no, my body doesn't require anything. I have no adhara and all that. And if I starve myself, then you'll be taken to the hospital because your body is not trained. We shouldn't take these to extreme measures to the body and mind. Understand, all of this Vedanta is not for the body and mind. It is to transcend the body and the mind and let the body and the mind do what it needs to do in this world. Whatever it requires to do, let it do. You make sure it doesn't become an obstacle in your spiritual pursuit. What you are trying to understand, for that, the body and mind shouldn't be an obstacle. That is all. To that extent, take care of it. Because it's through the body you're going to do dhyana. It is through the body you're going to do sankirtana. Through the body you're going to do japa. Through the body you're going to do puja, sadhana. All of this you're going to do through the body and the mind. So these are tools that are required. So you take care of the tools properly, keep it, like any other tool that you use. The computers you're using, you make sure the computer is clean. You're taking your you delete the unwanted files. You take care of the operations of the laptop. You take care of it, but you don't obsess over it. You don't carry. If you go to carry your laptop and sleep with the laptop like this, then you have a problem. That everywhere I go, I have to carry my laptop. I don't become obsessed with it. I know it serves a purpose, and I make sure to that extent it is taken care. But besides that, Niradhara Swarupoham, fundamentally, I don't depend on anything. Sarvadharohamevacha, which means I can also now be, once you become independent, once you become liberated in that understanding that I don't depend on anything, I am not hankering. Tomorrow, if this happens, only then otherwise my life is meaningless. We don't go into those kind of extreme illusory states. You become free, then you become an adhara for other people also. Sarvadhara Swarup. Sarvadhara ahamevacha means there are other things in nature that will depend on you because you have now become stable. You are not depending on anything means you have become your own person. You become independent. You become an individual. Once you become an individual, then nature will find a way to depend on you. There will people who will come to you. There are things that will come to you for your protection, for your guidance, for your learning from you or in your protective care, because nature has figured out that this individual is no longer running behind things, reached a stable state, a stable place within himself, herself. Then you become Sarvadhara. If you start the other way, oh, I want to help the world, I want to start up a social service organization and do to 100 people, 500 people. If you start in that direction and forget the focus on your own self, then it will leave you high and dry. Because this organization may flourish for a few years and then after that people will leave. Ayyo, amam porane, ayyo, this person is going, some other organization will be doing better, and then 50 people will go away into that organization and then your heart will burn. I did so much, so much. This is samsara. This is where we get caught up. Whether your samsara is in your day-to-day activities or your samsara is in some passion that you've taken up, which you're wanting returns from in the world, it's all samsara. So, can I be in a way where I am liberated within myself? I'm free. I'm free from all this. But I still do. As I said, I do for the body and mind because I need it as a tool and because I also exist. See, my body to exist, I need to go to a shop and buy food which somebody has grown somewhere and brought it for me. I may pay money in exchange of that food. It's a long food chain. The value chain is long. I wouldn't know from where it is originally coming from, but I still know that somebody has worked for me to get this today. So I'm thankful. And then I give back to society. So I have to work, I have to do. Even at in your house, your mother, your wife, your whoever is helping you, feeding you, or if your helper is there is somebody who's, this support system is there to support you to live comfortably today, to have your meal, to go to sleep, to get up, to do what you want to do. To that extent, we have to also be reciprocative to that. I can't just consume from the world. Right? So there is this exchange. So I do this. I also be in a way within myself that I don't depend on anything. At the same time, I also contribute because I know the next meal, if I need to get, I have to contribute. That yajna has to continue. Why? Because I am trying to do Brahma yajna. These sacrifices that I have to do in life, I have to give my time to somebody. I have to give my energy to somebody. I have to give my money to somebody. I have to do this. I have to work. I have to burn myself out. This yajna I have to do. Why? Because my focus is Brahma yajna. My focus is spiritual realization. My focus is liberation. My focus is moksha. So niradhara swarupoham sarvadharohame cha apta kama swarupoham ahameva aham avyayah. Apta kama swarupoham. Apta kama means swayam siddha. I am already satisfied. அது எப்படி சார் அப்படி சொல்ல முடியும் நீங்க? You don't know my problems. Of course, each one has their own problems. We are not trying to resolve specific problems. Somebody is in a lot of debt. I don't know how to solve this debt. Will Atma Vidya, Brahmajnanam solve my debt problem? Will it suddenly go and tell the collectors, the debt collectors, that don't go collect from this person? Or suddenly in the accounts, the liability portion becomes zero? That will not happen. You will continue to have to deal with the world the way you're dealing. yet feeling aptakama. Aptakama means I am complete. I'm Purna. The whole cycle is because I'm running behind something, continuously running behind something. Even when I keep running behind something, I realize that I get that something. After I get that something, then again something else comes up and I run behind that. Think about 20 years ago. What were you doing? Did you not get what you're running behind 20 years ago? You may have gotten it the way you visualized it, or maybe better, maybe different. You don't know. But you're not running behind the same thing that you were running behind 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. Today you're running behind something else. Will this end? When does the running end? When you realize that the running has no meaning. But can you say that I shouldn't have run? No, you should run. You should run. Odi kalachi poi. You have to run, and get tired and understand what am I running behind, and then I come to a point. This running is important as much as the stopping is also important. Right? A lot of people also mistake this because they take up to spiritual sadhana and all of that. They say, okay, no, I don't need to do anything. That also is not right. You have to run. Because only when you run, see, even in your, um, even during exercises, there are these exercises called HIT, high intensity techniques, or a high intensity, what is it called? Something. So they'll tell you run faster, you do something and then relax. You hold yourself tight and then relax. Because in this combination, your body comes to an equilibrium. Your body comes to an attunement. When you do this kind of an exercise, you run and then stop and then let go and drop. Stop doesn't mean that in your mind you're still running. No, you've dropped. You've really stopped. This is what needs to happen. If you have to run, high intensity interval training. Yeah, correct. Thanks, Ian. So this is how you train your body and your mind. Same thing here. And now you come into spiritual sadhana. Here also you run. You go to puja, you go to archana, you do a lot of temple visits. You do a lot of sankirtanam. You do this, that, and the other. இவ்வளோ அந்த then you go back to what is that guy's name? பாபா படத்துல வருவானேடா, டெல்லி கணேஷ். 40 வருஷமா 40 years I've been doing for Kalikamba. So Kalikamba has given Baba the blessings. We go into that. 40 years I've been doing so many things. I've been chanting every day. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. All of that is required. But to come to a place where you say, okay, can I sit for 2 minutes? Can I sit for 5 minutes without doing anything? Dropping everything. Not even going behind moksha. Not even wanting liberation. Not even wanting Bhagavad Darshana. Nothing. Every day, if you do that for a few minutes, take 3 minutes, 4 minutes, every day, just time yourself 180 seconds. Just shut up and shut down. The shutting down is not going to sleep. Shutting up is your mind has to shut up. Shutting down is you're dropping everything. And you're saying, right now I'm complete. Apta kama swarupoham. Right now I am complete. Because how much ever I run, I realize that completeness eventually is to be found here only. This is what everybody is telling. All the masters, all gurus, all saints, sages, so many generations of them have said what? You're already complete. What are you running behind? Like I told you once, Osho's story. Rajneesh Osho, those who know of this person, lived in 1980s. He had a very popular movement, the Osho movement. In an interview, somebody asked him what happened, what is the first thing that he did after he had the spiritual realization, enlightenment, or whatever, that he had that breakthrough. He says, the first thing I did was I laughed. He uncontrollably was laughing. And then people around are asking, why are you laughing? He said he could see the comedy of the whole thing. So many lifetimes I've been doing tapasya, I've been standing on one leg, I've been hanging upside down, I've been doing this, that, not realizing it is right here, right now. And the moment you realize that it is right here, right now, everything feels like a joke. Everything will feel like a joke. Because this is what it is. And Bhagavan Adi Shankara or all of these masters say that this is illusion. What they mean is all of this is created in the mind only. That I am not complete, I am apurna. This incompletion, this lack is created in my mind. There's no lacking outside. Does a leaf worry that it was green now? Was it very excited that it is green now and tomorrow it's going to worry because winter has come, it's going to turn brown and fall off? It's not going to worry. Is the tree going to worry about it that the branch of mine is going to dry and fall off? It's not going to worry. We create these dramas, psychological dramas. And that is why as we age, it becomes even. Why do we say as you age, we become wise? Is because you've seen these cycles a lot of times and it's easier for us to learn. There are blessed ones who've come down with a lot of prarabdha, they bring sadhana that they've done in their previous life. In a young age, they get this understanding. Like Ramana, Adi Shankara, many of these people. In a very young age, they get this understanding. Despite not having go through Buddha also for that matter, despite not having go through a lot of struggles in their present life, they get this understanding is because they probably have done that in their previous lifetimes whenever. But for us, we are here at a point, obviously we are listening to this, we are talking about Vedanta, we are listening, we are wanting to absorb ourselves in this teaching is because there is also some amount of prarabdha that we've carried. Because look around yourself. People, even at our age or much older, also have not had exposure to this knowledge or this understanding, and they are suffering. So, how do we recognize this? That yes, I have access to this. And I say, Apta Kama Swarupoham. I am complete within myself. And this completion doesn't require, it goes back to Niradhara. Since I am Niradhara, since I don't depend on anything, I am complete. Or since I am complete, I don't depend on anything. Only if somebody loves me, I feel loved. If somebody doesn't love me, I feel alone. I feel lonely. I feel depressed. Because my dependence of love and care is on somebody else. We have not learned to be with our own aloneness. We have not learned to be with our own self and love our own self. So it'll always feel empty. And the more we feel empty, there is lack. And then we try to fulfill it from some places. And as much as we try to fulfill it from the outside, we will not feel aptakama. I am not satisfied. எனக்கு பத்தல, எனக்கு பத்தல, எனக்கு பத்தல, பத்தல. It's not sufficient, not sufficient. This will continue to be there. But he is saying you are that. And this will be known only through your own practice, your own meditation, your own contemplation, your own Atma Vichara. Only through that will we get to know that I am complete. It should not breed arrogance. We shouldn't say, I am complete, and then open my eyes and go to the world and say, I don't need you, I don't need you. It's not like that. It shouldn't breed that kind of an arrogance. You are complete within yourself. We show the world, yes, I need you, because there is transaction, and we are grateful for that. But within you, you don't hanker, you don't cry, you don't weep, you don't break down. Because you've found within yourself that aloneness, that shanti, that joy, you have found it within yourself. So when that happens, then you can also proclaim Niradhara Swarupoham Sarvadharo Hamevacha. See, Sarvadharo Hamevacha doesn't mean that if I am Niradhara, then we start measuring. Okay, now I have become independent within me, but nobody is coming. அப்படி இல்லை. நான் இவ்வளோ வேதாந்தா படிச்சுட்டு நான் பாட்டுக்கு நிம்மதியாக என் கூட இருக்கேன், ஆனால் யாருமே வந்து கற்றுக்க வரல, இப்படிலாம் பண்ணக்கூடாது. Then again you are creating lack. What you know, what you understand, what you are, be with that. We want to become all the time. We should train ourselves to be, just be, just be. And whatever Bhagavan Krishna told Arjuna, if you make yourself capable, if you surrender yourself, universe will make the best things happen through you. Bhagavan will choose you as an instrument to make the best things happen through you. But don't become complete within yourself hoping that Bhagavan will do something through me. You understand? It is not, then your underlying intention is completely, see, nature responds to your intention, not to the actions that you do on the outside. It will only respond to your intention. What is your true intention? My true intention is I want to be complete within myself. I want to be completely satisfied. I want to be in the space of no running around. I drop everything. So try this out every day. Take a few minutes, time yourself, give yourself maybe 60 seconds, 120 seconds, 180 seconds, or whatever. Time yourself, put an alarm, and those 3-4 minutes, completely drop everything. And you'll see when you drop everything that one, you drop your own identity, and you also drop your hankerings, your desires, your wants, your aspirations. You drop all that. You'll see when you open up slowly, 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 you will get the best thing that you deserve. And you continue to do what you have to do, but also do this. Through the running, come to a stopping. Run, 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 stop. Few minutes, stop every day. Stop means really, literally stop. Now, in the back of the mind, not saying that, okay, by doing this 3 minutes, then I will get this. No. You should, your intention must be drop. Right now, drop. Let anything happen. This intensity, that kind of intensity we should bring into our, even 3 minutes we bring that intensity. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, if for 3 minutes, if you can yearn for God like you yearn for your breath, I declare Bhagavan will come in front of you. He says that. 3 minutes, you yearn for Bhagavan like you yearn for breath. Somebody has put you under water and you're yearning for breath. Gasping for breath. Like that, you gasp for Bhagavan, he'll come in front of you. So like that, when you're dropping, you're trying to do this exercise intensity, bring that intention correctly, saying that I am really dropping everything. Anything may happen. Let anything, building everything, in those 3 minutes, let pralaya happen. I am dropping. I have surrendered. I have dropped. Practice this. Then apta kama swarupoham, we will understand that. Slowly it will develop within us. Okay. So today we are able to only do one verse. Niradhara swarupoham sarvadharo hamevacha apta kama swarupoham ahameva hamavyayah. ओम अंतर्ज्योति बहिर्ज्योति प्रत्यग्ज्योति परात्परः आत्मज्योति स्वयं ज्योति ज्योतिर्ज्योतिर्नमो नमः। कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। सदाशिवायेति समर्पयामि। जगदम्बिकेति समर्पयामि। सद्गुरुनाथायेति समर्पयामि। हरि ओं तत्सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। गुरुदेवा।